When you get to the end of that process and you think, right, we've got the idea, do you then use that as a like, you kind of like have your one core idea and then go with that and then start creating ideas off that? Or do you think, right, okay, well now we've got our kind of few ideas, we're going to go and create ads based on that information?
So sometimes we come to a point where we have a super, and by we, I mean, I judge that we have something I can work with.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And we will, I will go away and build on that, or I'll write a script. That's a possibility of a possible script along the lines of that idea.
Do you storyboard it out at the same time? Do you kind of say?
No, so first we will get approval for the concept and go, this is what we're thinking. Here's the and then there's a whole process of pitching. We make sure that we're on the same page. We go over the brief. So this is who we're talking to. This is what we're meant to be doing. So, we started thinking about blah, 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 blah. And then, that led us to this idea. And, sometimes we'll say, this isn't the final, doesn't have to be the final idea, but here's an example of something that could come from this concept. So picture that, you have a woman walking in a grocery store or, whatever. I will flesh it out, but the concept needs to be signed off. And once the concept is signed off, then we will, and by this point we are engaged. We are working for them. We have a deposit or we have a purchase order or something. We have a promise of payment so that we can start the process of pre-production. And then storyboarding happens. Once that's signed off, then we're able to, if there's voiceover, we're able to start casting, all the different little stages. And then that's where now my producer hat is on. And, I get my production team getting me, possible talent. And, we have to look for locations sometimes and voiceover artists. And sometimes it's an animation, sometimes it's live action. Sometimes I pull in an outside director or a completely different production team that are more experienced in that field or are able to produce something with that look and feel that we want. That's where production starts.
And is that through your
storyboarding is not really part of the ideas process, really.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, but in terms of turning that idea into the finished product, that will go through typically like a script, then storyboard, and then getting like the kind of like assets you need, like people that would be actors maybe, or getting the animation team on board at that point.
Yeah, the whole team's engaged at that point. So when we have a script that's signed off, then my director is making shot lists and lists of kit that are needed, and we're scheduling dates, and it's this whole fine process of juggling, setting dates, but then getting talent who are available on those dates, and you kind of go through the, are we hiring a studio, and then you start negotiating, you've got agents, or if you have children, you have to get permits to get them out of school, and there's a lot that goes into it, and that warrants sometimes the very high cost of producing things like this. I think a lot of people don't anticipate how much it takes to achieve stuff like this.